Hello there. In our previous videos, we've already seen how you can design a call to action using ConvertPro. We've seen how you can just implement a single step to do so. But did you know that ConvertPro allows you to create multi-step pop-ups? That is, you can create a single call to action and divide it among multiple steps using ConvertPro. So say I have this call to action that I've created and I wish to add multiple steps to it. On my first step, I have introduced an offer for users who will participate in a contest. I wish to add another step after the user clicks on this button. That step will ask users to submit their email address. How can I do that? So let us move on to this icon that says the advanced settings, and then I enable multi-step. I see a bar added here. We are already on step 1 of our call to action. In case you wish to add multiple steps, you can do that using the plus icon. So I add another step. This simply replicates my step 1 into step 2. And I can change everything over it. I'll delete this for now. I just keep this, and maybe I can change the text to say, please share your email address. Done. I'll take this a little below, a little spacing. And now I have to add an email field here. So I drag and drop an email field. Take the button a little up and this down. Let us now change the placeholder text of this. Your email address. I changed the button text as well. So now my step 1 informs users about the contest and the offer that they'll get, and my step 2 asks them to enter their email address. Now I wish to show a third step that thanks them for participation. So I can do that again by adding another step. You see, the previous step just got replicated. So I'll remove this. So this should be it. And let me just, okay, and place it properly. There you go. And I wish to add another notice. Say, please check your email address for further details. So this should be it for now. Take it a little below and I can align it, and I'll reduce the font size to say around 18. There you go. Now when I want the users to move in between the steps, I do not want to allow them to close it. So say the first one can have a close link for those who do not want to get into the contest. The second one, I do not want them because they've already opted to get into it. So they can just proceed. And for the third step, well, I need the close link because I do not have a button, and the user can simply close this by clicking on the close image. Now, how will the users move between the steps? So that can be done by adding the actions to our buttons. So in my first step, I click over the button and move on to its action settings. All I want to do is take the user to step 2 when he clicks over this button. So I set the field action as go to step, and I select the step number 2. Moving on to our next step, that is step 2. Here I want submit the data that the user has added into the email field, and then move on to step 3. So I'll set the button action to submit and go to step, and I select the step as 3. This means that the data that you collect through this field will be submitted to its destination, that is either your email inbox or your email marketing software that you've selected. and the user will be taken to step 3, that is the thank you step. So let's quickly save. We'll check the configuration settings for now, and it is enabled for after 1 second after the page loads, and publish. Let us now take a look at this in the front end. You see, my step 1 appeared. Let me click over the button and I see my step 2 without the close link. Make a note. And I add an email address. So let me add a dummy email address for now. Say elvina@example.com and proceed to the contest. So my form has got submitted and it says thank you. I can simply close it by clicking on the close image. There is one thing we need to remember. We can use the submit action only once in all the steps of your call to action. That is, once you use the submit action, no other data obtained through the fields that are placed after that step will get added to your destination. Therefore, make sure that you add all the fields before you use the submit action. Now let's say I add a name field on my first step. So let me quickly do that. And it says tell us your first name. And in my second step, as I've done that already, we are asking users to submit their email address. Now, I do not have to add the submit action to this button. The data that you collect through this field will already be noted. Therefore, we keep the action of this button to just go to step 2. And in the step 2, I keep the action as submit and go to step 3. So this is my final submit action within my 3 steps, which means that when the user clicks on this button, that is the final submit button into my call to action, it will submit the first name that I obtained through step 1 as well as the email address that I obtained through step 2. So this is how you can create multi-step call to actions using ConvertPro. I'll be coming up with various shorter videos with different applications that you can give out. Until then, bye bye and take care.